Hello everyone, it is Julian again, and I am back with Dr. Jon Rumney, your concertmaster. And we are going to be talking once again about the Saturday production of Amahl and the Night Visitors this Saturday at 7:30. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you'll want to get a move on that. So Dr. Rumney, thank you for meeting with me today. I know that you've probably played the Amahl before. So I was wondering if you could share with us your own perspective or history with this production.
Okay. I played it about 25 years ago here in Minot, but actually I grew up with it. My mother introduced this opera to my sister and I when we were just kids. I remember it from a very young age. In fact, I told my sister, who is 2 years older than me, she's a cellist in Austin, Texas, and I told her we were doing this, and she said, "Oh, do you remember when we used to act this out together?" And I said, "Oh, no, it sounds like a pleasant memory. It must have left my brain, but it didn't leave hers." And I'm sure it was a lot of fun, but she was very maternal as she is now, and so she obviously took the part of the mother, and I was Amahl. We just listened to the LP many times each Christmas, and so we knew all the words by heart.
That's wonderful. So, do you have a favorite moment from the score or the story?
Oh, I love the song that one of the kings, Casper, sings about his box, his treasure box. So in one drawer he has his beads. He loves to play with beads. You know, I mean, you don't think of a king, a wise man of the Bible playing with beads, and you know, and this is just a charming little story for kids, and so of course I love that. And the magic stones, and then the licorice in the third drawer. So that always was charming to me as a kid.
So, in your role as concertmaster, there's a lot going on at stage at any given time. You have to follow the conductor, you have to follow the singers, and I believe there's also going to be dancers.
Yes.
So what has been the most challenging part of, as a musician, coordinating the orchestra part to what is going on stage?
Well, just getting to know the way that the vocal parts line up. We have some cues in our music, but we haven't yet really run through with all of the speaking parts there yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done mostly music up to this point, so I look forward to our final rehearsals where we'll have all of the parts there, so that we hear everything going on together, so we know exactly how it works.
Okay. What would you say, what role does the orchestra play in this production? In what way has the composer structured the music to emulate something going on in the story?
Yeah. Well, like most operas, the music tells the story very much. It's not just accompanying a melody. It's there's a particular passage which frequently comes in the strings where we play pizzicato, plucking the strings, and that is when Amahl, the little boy who is handicapped, he has a crutch, and he's hobbling to the front door because someone's at the door. They've knocked, and he's going to see who's at the door. And so you literally hear the hobbling in the pizzicato of the strings. And so just things like that. The music itself tells the story. He's not singing, "I am hobbling." No, the music is actually telling us that. And so in that way, it's a lot of fun to tell the story as part of the orchestra.
That's wonderful. So in closing, I have one more question for you. What advice would you give the aspiring young musician? Now, ideally we'll have some children in our audience and they'll get to see all of this going on, and hopefully it will inspire them to become involved in their music. So what advice would you give to them specifically?
I would say listen to as much music as possible, because that's how I fell in love with this opera, and it's just as fresh to me as it was when I was 5 years old. And I would say the more you expand your knowledge of music, it's more available now to us than ever before. find music that you've never heard before and listen to it. Explore composers from previous orchestra concerts and listen to more. You know that this was by Menotti, so Google Menotti's name. Find YouTube recordings of his music. Just do anything you can to listen and listen to as much music as you can. You will never run out of things to learn.
Yes, you will never run out. All right. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today, Dr. Rumney, and sharing your insight. I really appreciate it. For those of you, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you can hop online and visit www.mynotsymphony.com, or you can reach out to Ellen in the box office, and her number is 701-858-4228. Again, that is 701-858-4228. Thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the symphony.